Hi guys, and this week I'm reporting from London, England, covering all things soccer. I think that this week features some great matchups, especially the one that Ryan is most excited for, Tottenham Hotspur at Arsenal.
Well, Ryan, do you want to take this first?
Absolutely. Tottenham is going to kill Arsenal, obviously. For those of you who don't know, Tottenham is my favorite team, and this matchup is one of the biggest rivalries in English Premier League.
I can understand why you would say that, coming due to the fact you're not a Tottenham fan, but in my prediction, I believe it's going to be a draw. It's going to be a 1-1, 2-2 draw.
Really?
Yes, because if you look at Arsenal, their striking power is at its peak right now. The last couple of games they've had really Giroud, Olivier Giroud. They just bought him over the summer. Yeah. He's just lighting up right now, and he's going to be the biggest threat as long as Tottenham can stop him. And they're going to rely on the veterans like William Gallas.
Yeah, he's been having a few bad games recently, but I think a matchup against his former team will do well for him. The thing I'm looking at though is Arsenal's defense. It's been horrible this year, and if AVB starts Adebayor, which is no sure thing because he's a mess, I think we could have a really good game because Arsenal is horrible on set pieces, and Adebayor thrives during set pieces.
I think the fact that the only reason they're horrible in set pieces is the fact that they decide the little zonal marking. They decided to do zonal marking instead of man marking, and that it leaves gaps, and those gaps will be exploited by Bale and Adebayor. I believe that's the deepest threat. If Bale can, I don't know if you guys watch this, but if he can do to Arsenal defense what he did to Maicon in Italy about 2 years ago, then Tottenham will run away with this game. For formation-wise, they are the team to beat in the little rivalry. AVB has really turned this team around, and this is one thing I wasn't quite sure was going to happen when Harry Redknapp got sacked at the end of last season. But it's his team now.
I am a fan of AVB. I think he's a pretty good manager. I don't think he'll be the biggest problem in this game, though. The biggest problem is the injuries. Dembele's already out. He's missed forever. He's been out since like September or October. So we're going to have to find someone to replace his creativity in the midfield. And then Aaron Lennon's also struggling on the right wing with a hamstring injury. I think we're going to have to put Clint Dempsey in there, who hasn't had the greatest year this year, but he's still a great player. And I think my prediction is that Spurs pull it off 3-1.
That would be a lovely win, but we'll see what happens.
Meanwhile, Sam's favorite club, Chelsea, will take on West Brom. Sam, do you think that there is any chance the Blues will blow this game?
It's a bit frightening because the last two games that they've lost, they lost to Manchester United, a game that they lost because of their defense. Their stability in defense just has not been there ever since John Terry got suspended, and the fact that he came back last week and he actually scored in the game against Liverpool, but soon after he scored, he got injured and he got carted out. The ruling on the pitch, he might be out for about 2 months, so they're gonna need somebody to step up and fill the role. There's a little bit of doubt between David Luiz and Gary Cahill in the middle of the defense. If they can iron that out, I think they can stop West Brom from scoring. And a fun fact here is that West Brom's main striker right now is Romelu Lukaku, a Chelsea loanee that's playing there right now, and he's in the starting 11. He's already scored about 5 goals so far. It's going to be really important to see how he gets on against his old club.
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. I think I don't think Chelsea is going to blow this game. I think they'll win it handily. They do have some questions at the back line. Do they have enough depth to continue keeping up with the Manchesters? I don't know. What do you think?
For the long run, no. As soon as it really depends on John Terry's injury. If John Terry is going to be out for the rest of the season, then in January's transfer window, they have to get a new defender. That has to happen. The other thing that they have to do is also get a new attacker, because Fernando Torres is out of it right now. I'm a really huge Fernando Torres fan, but he just has not been the same ever since he came to Chelsea. He's not the same person he was at Liverpool. last season he was in the shadows of Didier Drogba, and I believe, as a Chelsea fan, I really hope that he'd walk out of the shadow and take the team and lead the team forward. But that just has not happened this year. But yeah, I do see Chelsea winning the game against West Brom, because I think it's a do or die, because the last two losses in the last 2 weeks have pushed them from first place to third place. And if you remember from last year's, Chelsea's former coach, Tottenham's current coach right now, AVB, he had a really good set of games in the first half, in the very beginning of the calendar year, where he was able to win in September and October, but the team kind of fell apart in November. Chelsea's current coach right now, Roberto Di Matteo, he must try to unite the team and push him forward, because if he loses the dressing room right now, we might be saying goodbye to him, maybe forever, especially due to the fact that Pep Guardiola is in New York right now and is searching for a new club. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they definitely need a win to stay in the title race. Any other games you got for us this week, Ben?
Other fixtures include Manchester United at Norwich City, Manchester City at Aston Villa, and Liverpool at Wigan Athletic. Any thoughts on these games, guys?
I think the Manchesters are just going to blow out their opponents. Manchester United against a weaker Norwich City, and then Manchester City against Aston Villa. Both of them should easily win that game. Then looking at the Liverpool game, I don't think Liverpool can win that game. I think Wigan pulls out a 2-1 victory in that one.
It depends. It really depends, because if Luis Suarez is able to score, because he just in the last game he did rob Chelsea. If he is able to replicate the same performance he did during the Chelsea game, then Liverpool will at least win. Because right now in the title race they're holding on in 10th. They're in 10th place right now, and with this win they might jump up until 7th. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Thanks a lot, Ben. Enjoy the rest of your stay in England.
And thank you guys for sending me to England. I'm really loving my stay here. People are great. The food's even better. Now back to you in the studio.